What's going on, everybody? It's Carmine from Barmine Tech, and I've been talking about it for a couple of weeks, and today we're going to finally talk about my 3D printed rack that I made. So, I have been talking about it a few times about how I got some new UniFi gear a couple months ago, and I was working on setting everything up, and I did mention how I did print and build out a new network rack for all this gear, and today we're going to finally get to talking about it. So when I first started this and I was looking for a new rack to hold all my networking gear, I had a couple concepts in mind. One of them was that I wanted to fully 3D print it. I've seen a bunch of videos and different files and all this posts about 3D printed 10-inch mini racks, and they are awesome. They look really cool. Since I do have a 3D printer that now can print better materials and print better quality prints than my old one did, I figured why not utilize it and see if I can print a 3D printed rack. So I did start off this journey by looking for a fully printable 3D rack. I was looking for something that had as much that could be 3D printed and as little that had to be added in, such as like brackets, bolts, nuts, anything else that would have had to be like purchased or ordered from a store. I wanted to 3D print as much as I could. I also wanted to make sure it was something that was going to work for me. So that meant that it was going to line up with any existing 3D printed 10-inch rack stuff I had, such as mounts for mini PCs, mounts for my UniFi gear, patch panels, anything else that I might have already had. So that means that I was going to need something that was going to be somewhat standard when it comes to the sizing. And the majority of the files and racks that people are making that could be 3D printed are, but some of them, however, are a little bit different. So that was just another thing I had to check. I also had to make sure it was going to be the right size. So I needed something that was at least going to be able to fit about 3 to 4 U of gear, and it's kind of mixed on some of the files that I was originally looking at. However, I did find something that worked out, and we're going to take a look at that shortly. So today we're going to go over where I originally started and how I tried to build out my first 3D rack and that I was going to print. And then we're going to go with what I actually ended up printing and building out and using for my 3D printed 10-inch mini rack. Overall, this was a really fun build. It did take me quite a bit to print. It probably took me about 3 weeks just because of all the pieces and my limited print time. I do work normal hours, so I need to get a print on either before 9 when I leave for work, and then I need to either wait until I come home to peel it off the print bed and start the next one, or so on. And my 3D printer is in my bedroom, so I don't really want to print all night while I'm in there because it is loud. So it is kind of limited on my time frame. So that's why it did take me probably 2-3 weeks to actually get everything printed. But it worked out, and I'm really happy with the outcome. I did print everything out of PETG, or PETG, however you want to pronounce it. I did this because it's an affordable material, as well as it's going to be durable and hold up the heat really well. So far, I've had the rack for about 2 to 3 weeks, and I've had no issues with it. Everything's holding up really nicely, and I'm not seeing any warping or sagging or any kind of pieces getting deformed from heat or anything like that. In the past, I have 3D printed other mini rack stuff, like the ears and the shelves for my mini PCs on my old 10-inch rack, and I printed those out of PLA because at the time, that's really all I could print on my old printer. And over time, I did notice that they did begin to deform because they would melt and they couldn't hold up to the heat as nicely. So I am hoping that PETG is going to hold up a little bit better, being that the UniFi gear does get hot. But enough of this, let's start to get into a little bit more of where I started and my first rack that I tried to print. So like I said, I was looking for something that was fully 3D printable, and this is where I found the Octo Rack. And you can see right here in the title, Octo Rack, fully 3D printable, 0 hardware required, and this was exactly what I was looking for because I didn't want to have to go and get all this extra hardware. And honestly, this rack looked really neat. It was a really sleek design, and it just looked like it was going to look really cool on my desk and holding all my gear. Like I mentioned, they have these like octagon pieces they're using instead of cage nuts, so it looked really sick, and it was going to be a lot easier than using cage nuts because if you ever use cage nuts, you know you'd hate to use them. But overall, it was just a really cool design, and I was really hoping it was going to work out. You can see we can keep going through, and overall, it was going to be a nice one. The issue I had is that it was super flimsy, and the shelves for it just weren't holding up nicely. Also, with everything kind of being in this octagon design, we're really kind of limited to more of their style. So I had to use their shelves and stuff like that, which is fine, but it just wasn't going to work out, unfortunately, for what I need. And I have a clip of the rack that I'm going to put in right here. So this is actually the original rack that I tried to print, and I liked this rack because it was the first one I saw that was fully 3D printable, and it was actually a pretty sleek looking rack. Like you can see, it has pretty nice side panels, and it was really cool because they like designed their own cage nut style where it's like these octagons and they have their own like octagon clips and all this stuff. So I was like, oh, it's pretty cool. But the issue I had is when I started printing the shells, it was really flimsy, and I didn't think that that was going to hold up to the weight of like the UniFi gear and everything else that I was going to put into it. So after I did this, I started to kind of second guess it. And I also had an issue that the top cover that ideally was going to make this more structural was a little bit too big for my printer. So we came into an issue all around, and that's where I ended up scrapping this idea because of, like I said, it being a little too flimsy and just not really working overall. At this point, I was kind of stuck because I had a half-cooked rack that I really couldn't use. It wasn't going to work for what I needed, and I was kind of already into this project for a little bit. I needed a new solution, and I decided to scrap the rack that I was printing already and look for something new. I did originally find another rack that I was interested in getting, and I was going to print, and it was a paid file, which is fine. I'm all about supporting the people that make these projects. It was like a $5 or $10 file, so it wasn't anything too crazy. I felt it was fair for what I was getting. While I was talking to one of my buddies, he ended up suggesting this other rack that was really popular, was blowing up all over the subreddits, and you saw it online everywhere, and that was the Lab Rax. So that's what we're going to look at now because that's what I ended up printing. So the Lab Rax are available on MakerWorld, and over here is the original. So this is the original project from MK Elements, and this was the full version that they built out, and I have to say this project is awesome. Aside from all the community remixes and everything that people have done, the developer of this project has gone above and beyond to make this work for anybody's uses. They did originally do this as a 5U, so you can see it is a nice size, and they designed everything so it could be fully 3D printed, and overall I have to say it was a really nice project. The files printed really great, everything printed nice and clean. The only issue I did have, which was an issue on my side, was I had one file that was a little bit deformed. That was just because of me printing it. It wasn't an issue from the file side. Overall, the rack came out beautifully. Now, what was really cool about it is, one, he made a blog of how to actually put everything together and make everything work. So it gives you an outline of everything you need. And this is what I really liked, was that they actually gave you Amazon links directly to what you were looking for. So I do believe that I was able to get exactly what I was looking for. I think I actually ended up going with these over here. But getting the link exactly to what I needed to order, and it actually worked, and it wasn't like an AliExpress link or a Temu link, was really great, because it happens a lot on a lot of these online projects that I find, that all the links are like directly from AliExpress, and I'm not really interested in ordering from there. So that was already a big plus, that everything was already given to me exactly what you needed. There was a couple different options, so you could make it with brass inserts, so you can kind of heat set those into the rack and then have those as like threads to screw into. I didn't really want to do that. It's not something that I've done before. I could have done it. I have a soldering kit, but I preferred to just use nuts and bolts because I figured it a little bit easier. With my luck, I would like heat set them and they would all be crooked and then nothing would line up. But they do give you all the info if you do need for nuts and bolts. And here's the link that I was looking for. So these are what I ended up purchasing, and it's because I was just on the wrong section. They do give you all the info, so they used a little bit more than I used. Like, here's a laser cutter and everything, but that's okay. You don't need it. You could actually just do all this with a 3D printer, and if you have an Allen key that fits the screws that you're getting. So the guide goes through everything, and then over here is when I noticed that it had a little bit of a bigger rack, because I did see the 5U and I thought that would work nicely, but I thought to have a little bit more room would be even nicer, just in case I ever add anything on, or I need a little bit of room to start up. And if you do end up checking this out and you scroll through a little bit, you can see over here, here are the model files for the extensions. The larger version of the rack, so this is actually like the 10U, but what's cool is there are different sizes. So it's all still based off the 5U design, it's just how much more you want to add on. So I do believe that there was different options for like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe. So you can make it as big or as small as you want. So if you only need, let's say like 7U, you could just add on the 2U if you need. But this was what I ended up doing, and I ended up doing the 10U version of this. So now let's go take a look at the Lab Rax rack that I 3D printed. So like I said, I went with the Lab Rax rack, and you can see this is a front view of it with everything set up currently. So I have up here my UniFi gateway. I have the 16 light PoE switch. I have 2 patch panels just to break out the switch a little bit, make it a little bit neater in the front. And then up here I have a U7 light. I also 3D printed the stand for the U7 light, so it has a place to go. I didn't really want to put it on the ceiling. This made it a little bit easier that I didn't have to run a cable and put it somewhere, so it actually could sit up here on top of the rack and sit nicely. So it did work out pretty nicely that everything was able to be 3D printed. I was able to 3D print all these racks for the UniFi gear. These are actually from Despi. These are metal, so they're not 3D printed. But like this is, and then I was able to add in keystones. Over here we have the mount for the 16 light PoE. This is all fully 3D printed and has a couple screws to go in the back just to kind of stabilize it with the back piece. Over here I have these blanks that I just printed to kind of cover everything up. Those are all 3D printed. And you can see over here, the whole rack is fully 3D printed. The only thing that isn't is there's these fasteners, and you can't really see any right now, but there's nuts that go behind the fasteners to hold everything together. You can see that everything's kind of it's held together. It's a really well designed rack and everything's printed. So it was right up what I was looking for, that I was able to 3D print the entire rack and build everything how I was looking to do it. So one of the things that I really liked about having the 10U rack was that I have all this extra room over here. So if you notice, I'm only really using 3 to 4U of the rack, but the extra room gives me room that I can put in my cable modem. What this does is frees up more room. As you can see, I don't have a ton of space on my mess of a desk over here. So to have the rack and then be able to tuck the cable modem in there helped me free up a little more space and kind of really use all the space that I have in a more valuable way. So originally I was wondering why I printed 10 U's of rack as well. And then when I realized that this would fit, I ran with it because it just made more sense and it worked out really nicely. I know it's a little bit tricky, but for cable management, everything comes out of the back. And you can see I have these clips back here, right over here, that actually have an adhesive back. There we go, refocused. So I was able to stick it to the back posts of the rack or to the wall a little bit and be able to tie the cables into that just so at least it holds it to try and neaten up the rack a little bit. As you can see, I haven't really gotten very far in that project, but it is a work in progress. This real rack has been done over a couple times already, but this was just one of the methods I was able to add a little bit of cable management. And if I move the modem, I believe there's one over here somewhere. It might be a little bit higher up because I did have this stuff up here, but this was how I did a little bit of cable management in the rack itself. Now, the big thing about this whole project was that I was able to 3D print everything. So I really liked that I didn't have to go and get all these other add-ons or anything else. Everything that was needed really, other than the nuts and bolts, was 3D printable. So what really worked out nicely is I printed this all out of PETG. So I do have the Elegoo Centauri Carbon, and lately I've really been using a ton of the Elegoo filament. It just works really nicely with the printers. I haven't had any issues. So that's why I've been buying it, and it is the right price, honestly. So I've been using this Elegoo PETG, and you can see over here that it's about $13 a roll. So this is a really good price. I don't know what the previous costs of PETG were, but I do believe that they're a little bit higher. But at the end of the day, I ended up using, I think, about 3 rolls or 2.5 rolls of PETG to print the whole rack. So I printed the rack for about $35 or less, or we'll just call it an even 40. And the nuts and bolts were probably about another 15 bucks. So all in all, I 3D printed that rack fully for less than $50. And I actually made it all, and if anything ever breaks, I can fix it. I can change anything out. I have full customization of it, of anything I may want to do in the future. But it's pretty crazy that the PETG was 13 bucks a roll and ended up saving me probably about $75 if I was to go and buy a 10-inch rack. So yeah, there's probably some other designs out there that if I was to actually get a 10-inch rack would come in maybe about 20 bucks more. But over here, like, here's a full size. So here's 12U at 130 bucks. This is a 6U. So technically this would have worked, but it would have been a little snug. The Geek Pie one, 120 bucks for 8U. 12U again, 130 bucks. So I ended up being able to make something for about half the price that would actually fit on my desk nicely. Because like something like this cabinet probably would be a little tight on my desk. And so on. But I was able to pretty much build this out for half the cost as if I was to buy something online. Yeah, so that's my 3D printed 10-inch rack that I made. I know I've been talking about it for a few weeks. I figured I might as well get it all tidied up and all together so we could show it off and talk about it on the channel. I'm really happy with the build. It came out really nicely and it looks really neat on my desk. It holds all my gear and so far it's gone really smoothly. If you are interested in checking out the Lab Rax rack, I'll have a link down below. And I'll have a link down to everything down below if you're interested in checking any of it out. I did just realize I forgot to talk about the access point stand. I'll have a link down to that below as well. However, just note that that actually isn't a rack made for the U7 Lite. It's made for the U7 Pro. So if you're like me and you have a U7 Lite, it will not actually hold it. You can't screw it in, but it will rest on top and just kind of work. Your access point really shouldn't be moving that much, so it just kind of sits there nicely. But I'll have a link if you're interested in checking that out as well. As always, I want to thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and as my buddy Don would say, heck till it hurts.